Module 5. Values and Spirituality. A value can be defined as a belief upon which one acts by preference. When you know what is most important to you, making the best decision is much easier. When you are unclear about what you value most, making the best decision is more difficult, and ultimately the result is inner conflict and stress. Knowing your values and then learning to live by them is one of the most powerful ways to gain inner peace and to decrease stress. Altruism means helping others feel good without reward. It is a type of pro-social behavior and includes many types of volunteering. Research indicates that most young people who volunteer want to help other people. Young people who grow up in a household where someone volunteers are twice as likely to volunteer regularly. Being asked is the top reason motivating young people to volunteer. Students who maintain a weekly community service record are significantly more likely to succeed and have a higher grade point average than those who do none at all. Sources of values. We tend to base our values on culture, parental and familial influences, teachers, friends, other environmental influences, media outlets. Most values remain at unconscious level, exploited by advertisers. Advertising affects values. For every $1 spent on ads that urge us to eat at least 5 fruits and vegetables a day, the food and beverage industries spend $1,100 to entice us to buy fast food meals, soft drinks, sugary breakfast cereals, and a host of other foods that have led to prevalent obesity. Cognitive dissonance is the distress a person feels when their behavior does not conform to their values or beliefs. It can also happen when a person holds 2 contradictory beliefs at the same time. It is stress caused by holding 2 contradictory feelings simultaneously. Results from situations in which our behavior is inconsistent with our beliefs, values, or self-image. Most people go with the flow. They become a part of the mass of people who are directed by the environment. As a result, they may feel out of control. They remain in this unconscious state until one day the sound of the raging water awakens them. They discover that they are 5 feet from Niagara Falls in a boat with no oars. Thus, this is known as Niagara Syndrome. Culture is a pattern of learned behavior based on values, beliefs, and perceptions of the world. For instance, lens through which we see the world. Prominent values in the United States include personal achievement and success, activity and work, moral orientation and external conformity, efficiency and practicality, progress, material comfort, personal freedom and individualism, science and rationality. Example: predominant Alaska Native values. Alaska Natives are culturally diverse. They adopt customs and traditions rooted in noble community values and deep respect for nature. Many Alaska Natives believe that all living things have spirits and that animals are revered. Patience is the value is most accepted in Native Alaskan culture. Alaska Native values include: show respect to others. Each person has a special gift. Share what you have. Giving makes you richer. Know who you are. You are a reflection on your family. Accept what life brings. You cannot control many things. Have patience. Some things cannot be rushed. Live carefully. What you do will come back to you. Take care of others. You rely on each other. Honor your elders. They show the way. Pray for guidance. Many things are not known. See connections. All things are related. A personal value system is not static as we mature. We develop more personal values resulting from a mix of what we learned from our parents and what we have chosen to embrace from our culture. Many of our values are assimilated from family, friends, religion, and society. Values acquisition, by contrast, means to consciously assume a new value. The value is chosen freely from among alternatives after careful consideration, and value is prized and cherished, publicly affirmed, and acted upon as a pattern of repeated action. Beliefs about values. To make positive change in the direction of your own true path, we must believe we are capable of changing our thoughts and actions. Believe that if we are going to create long-term change in our lives, we are responsible. Believe that if we set our sights in a new direction confidently, we will arrive there. Be clear that our values determine our actions and behaviors. Types of values. Instrumental values consist primarily of personal characteristics and character traits, such as ambitious, capable, courageous, wise, polite, helpful, etc. Terminal values are outcomes we work toward or we believe are most important and desirable. A person who values friendship, pleasure, and social recognition is displaying terminal values. Values clarification is the process of clarifying and applying what we truly value. It is a cognitive process that helps close the gap between what we value and what we actually do. Creating of personal constitution includes identifying your values and prioritize your values. If you are clear about the order of your highest values, no decision is difficult. Affirmations can be defined in pop psychology as statements we repeat to ourselves to help us change the way we are thinking to be more positive. Often, these affirmations are used to change the way you think about yourself to be more positive, and these statements are often called self-affirmations. Affirmation includes be positive. Use the word I, write in the present tense. When you are unsure of the most important use of your time, use your values to decide. If we don't know why we are alive and what is most important to us, we wonder and wander aimlessly. The goal of values clarification is to facilitate self-understanding. Values become the basis for every decision that we make. Spirituality is at the heart of stress management. People with a deep sense of spirituality have a purpose, a sense of meaning in life, and a broader perspective, and are not defeated by crisis. Spirituality in America. A large majority of Americans, and even of those that don't, most believe in some form of higher power. Today's society, even including college students, have very high levels of spiritual interest and involvement. People naturally look for answers and seeking guidance on human spirituality. People may be tired of seeking pleasure through material gain. Discussions of spirituality are not isolated in religious settings, but are part of current events and daily life. Think of spirituality as having a vertical dimension, which involves a transcending relationship with a higher power, and a horizontal dimension, which involves a sense of purpose and meaning in life. Spiritual changes in undergraduate students. Even for those whose religious engagement decline, as people grow, their spirituality tends to grow. As they grow, people tend to become more caring, more tolerant, more connected with others, and more actively engaged in a spiritual quest. Spiritual growth enhances other outcomes, such as academic performance, psychological well-being, leadership development, and satisfaction with college. Spiritual growth can be enhanced by study abroad, interdisciplinary studies, and service learning or engaging in inner work through meditation, self-reflection, and/or academic exploration. Engaging in activities that distract from the ordinary experience of campus life, such as watching television and playing video games, can impede spiritual growth. Placebo describes the positive effects that are created when a person merely believes he or she will benefit from an intervention. About 35% of people are susceptible to the placebo effect. These are variables in religion, health, and lifestyle research. Alternative variables may determine results. Regular participation in religious activities and practices adds 7 to 14 years to the lifespan. But much of this benefit comes from the health-promoting practices of most religious groups. Great strides are being made in applying scientific research methodology to understanding the impact of spiritual and religious variables on health and stress management. A Native American perspective. Man is like an island, a circle within circles. Man is separated from these outer circles by his mind, his beliefs, and the limitations put upon him by a life away from the earth. Beyond man's island of ego, his prison, lays the spirit that moves in all things, the force that is found in all things. The power of pure mind is what makes all spiritual communication pure and unrestricted. The logical mind is a barrier or filter. 5 qualities of spiritual health. A spiritual health unifies the dimensions of intellectual, emotional, and physical well-being. The 5 most important qualities of the spiritual health include a sense of meaning and purpose in life, faith in God or a higher power, a feeling of connection to others and seeing oneself as part of something bigger, compassion for others, participation in religious behaviors or meaningful spiritual rituals. Meaning and purpose. Without some purpose in life, we wander aimlessly and our enthusiasm for life can be lost. Learning that even the most difficult times in life can bring meaning can change the experience in a positive direction. Those who find meaning, even in their suffering, are able to find peace. Freely flowing through life without any particular purpose is one of the most important qualities of spiritual health, is least likely to have relevance for stress management. Belief in a higher power is the cornerstone of every major religion. Faith is the belief in or commitment to something or someone, seen or unseen, that helps a person realize a purpose. Believing that we can release to a higher power some things that are beyond our control relieves stress, provides a sense of tranquility and security. Connectedness is the feeling of relatedness or attachment to others. It includes a sense of relationship to all of life and a feeling of harmony with self and others. Compassion for others. Two important qualities of compassion have special relevance to stress management are forgiveness, experience of psychological peace that occurs when injured people transform their grievances against others. Altruism is the act of helping or giving to others without thought of self-benefit, random acts of kindness movement. The forgiveness factor. Studies using positron emission tomography, PET, shows that different parts of the brain are activated when we contemplate forgiveness rather than revenge or retaliation. Prayer in the coronary care unit. Randolph Bird's research suggests intercessory prayer may improve health outcomes. Bird's research finds the relationship between prayer and health outcomes for patients admitted to the coronary care unit in San Francisco. He found that the patients who are prayed for are less likely to experience cardiac arrest. An action plan to stress management by spiritual wellness. Define what spirituality means to you. Reflect on spiritual moments in your life. Based on your definition of spirituality, reflect on how spirituality relates to stress in your life.